Hey, what's up guys, TechTitan here, and I am back again with a brand new video. So before I begin this video, as always, I want to thank you all so much for watching this one. If you enjoy my content, leave a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Okay, also follow me on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram tag right down below for latest updates, giveaways, as well as more information on this channel. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. So today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Coolpad Legacy. Now this is what I would like to call the redemption phone, and I'll tell you why right now. So the company Coolpad, if you've heard of it, is not particularly strong when it comes to its reputation. Now, me personally, I hated Coolpad phones. They were some cheap budget phones, and I call them cheap for a reason. The quality on them was horrible. I hated them. I'm a big hater. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm a big hater. They were not really good at all. They were bad. They were horrible. So that's why I'm gonna call this the redemption phone, and I do have some final words on it at the end. So stay tuned and watch until the end of the video to see and hear what I have to say. Okay, so let's start with the design of the phone itself. So let's start with the display. So this right here is a 6.34 inch Full HD Plus display, and the display on here is pretty good. It's a sharp display and the colors are good on it. However, the only downside about this display is that it really does not get that bright. Now indoors you should be more than fine, of course, but when it comes to outdoor condition, when the sun is out and it's bright outside, good luck seeing your phone with full brightness. You're just gonna have to do one of these or something like that. I don't know. It's really tough to see outdoors, so keep that in mind. Now, as far as so this also follows the 18:9 aspect ratio that we see on most budget smartphones nowadays, so that's pretty good. Okay, so as far as the right hand side goes, we have your power button as well as your volume up and down, and they're good. They're decently tactile, not the best buttons that I have used, but definitely good. Also on the front, you do have your 13 megapixel front facing camera, and on the bottom of the phone you have your USB-C and two speaker grills. However, only one of them act as a speaker. Don't get fooled, these are not stereo speakers, just one single driver at the bottom, and I'll tell you guys what I think about the speakers in a little bit. So on the backhand side, you have your dual camera setup, a 16 megapixel camera as well as a 5 megapixel portrait camera, and LED flash, as well as your fingerprint sensor and the Coolpad logo. It also has this kind of circular strip. I don't know if the camera will be able to show it, but this is just there to add a little touch of design. So the edges on the phone are curved to help with a better grip, and overall the design is pretty much made out of plastic. Good design though, I really like it. So as far as specs go for this phone, it has 32 gigabytes of storage, 3 gigabytes of RAM, and a 1.8 gigahertz octa-core processor. How does it perform? Okay, so when it comes to daily tasks like the phone app, the messaging app, the contacts app, camera, browsing, this phone does pretty well. Not the best. So I'll give you guys a quick speed test. So the phone app, decently quick. The contacts app, decently quick. The messaging app, same story. The camera takes a little second but fairly quick. The browsing, also quick. Let me show you where I have a problem with this phone. So when I scroll, I don't know, I feel that there's this latency between scrolling up and down. I don't know if it's me or my eyes are deceiving me. So leave it down below if you also see it. So scrolling up and down, there's this latency that I know I see it. I know I see it. So let me know if you guys let me know in the comments below if you guys see it or not. If not, then okay, I need to get my eyes checked, I guess. Okay. So yeah, as far as performance is pretty good, other than that latency that I'm experiencing. Now, when it comes to app launch, pretty good. Now, heavy demanding games, they're going to be good on here, but keep your graphics setting to medium or low if you want to have a good experience. If you want to have it at ultra or high, you're going to have to deal with a little bit of lag, but overall a pretty good experience in terms of performance. Okay. Let's discuss these speakers, and then I'll talk about the camera and battery life, and I'll end it here and I'll give you my final thoughts. So speakers. So let me play a video for you guys and give you my thoughts on the speaker. Okay. So this right here would be your single driver. Like I said before, they're not really dual speakers or anything like that. So a single firing speaker on the bottom, it's meh, it's not really that good. And hey, I can't really blame it just on this phone. That goes for pretty much every phone with a downward facing speaker and a single driver. So yeah, as far as that goes, it's average when you compare it to other single firing speaker from the bottom. But if I'm comparing it to phones with just front facing speakers or dual speakers, then it's meh, not really that good. Okay, and that goes for the speaker. I also forgot to mention that you guys do have a headphone jack just in case you need it, and also you have a microphone at the top. All right. So as far as the battery life on this phone's battery is definitely above average. It's pretty good. It's gonna get you through a whole day for sure. But a display this size, not more than 1 day. So make sure you keep it charged, and yeah, you should be more than fine in terms of battery. Now as far as the fingerprint sensor goes, this is a pretty good fingerprint sensor, not the fastest in the world. Now, if you have the phone just turned on like that, just have the screensaver on, and you use the fingerprint, it's fast. If you have it all the way in sleep mode and you use the fingerprint, it takes an extra second. So keep that in mind when it comes to the fingerprint sensor. Pretty good though, and you have it. Now it is made out of plastic, so I'm not sure if scratches will damage it or not. I'm not gonna test it. Okay. As far as the camera goes, I did do a separate camera review. I'll leave it linked below where I go into pretty detail, when it comes to these cameras. Now, one thing that I didn't mention in the video, in my camera review, is that one, I do have a slight problem that I discovered when it comes to this dual setup, and I'll show it to you guys. But just to sum up the camera quality, it's actually impressive. It impressed me. It's not the best out there for sure, but it definitely impressed me with what the phone's camera can do. Now, let me show you guys what I mean about this camera and the problem that I discovered. Let me see if I can find an object. Okay. So let's just bring in this smartphone battery. Okay. So if you guys can see, when I tilt this phone back and forth, there's little to no latency or any slowdown when it comes to shutter speed. Now if I switch to portrait, there's a slight latency. Can you guys see it? So back to photo mode. See how smooth that is? In portrait mode, there is a slight delay. Okay, and that's really it. That's the only thing that I discovered right after I did my camera review. But yeah, I'll leave the camera review right in the description. It's a pretty impressive camera. It really impressed me. Now, my final thoughts on this phone. So first of all, I'm gonna put it down. Here's the conclusion behind this phone. Like I said in the beginning of the video, CoolPads have not really been reliable in the past because of their quality. And I know that in the past it was really a new company. And really, you have to start, when you start a new company, you have to begin with a good reputation. If you start with a bad reputation, then people will go away, and every time they hear your brand, then they'll say, oh man, that company had a bad reputation in the beginning. I don't know if I can trust it just yet. And that's how it really felt coming into the unboxing, the camera review, and even the final review of this phone. So I wasn't sure if I'm gonna like this phone, but I actually find it a pretty good phone. So that's why I'm gonna name this phone the Redemption phone, because that's really what it is. It's a redemption phone. I don't know how it will age, only time will tell. I will do a follow-up review 3 months, 6 months from now to see how this phone aged over time. And also, if you have this phone, let me know what your experience is so I can also take notes and put that in 3 months from now. So I think that would be a good video, a good follow-up review. But like I said, I did not trust this brand at first, so I feel like that's where people who had CoolPads in the past, that's where they'll have trouble justifying getting this phone. Even though it's a budget phone, it's a phone that is under $200. I believe, I'll give you the final, I'll give you a specific price here. It's under $200 or $150, something like that. But it's a relatively, it is a budget phone. So yeah, like I said, this is the Redemption phone. hope that it doesn't give me trouble 3 months, 6 months from now. So give me guys your opinion if you have this phone. And yeah, I want to end it here. Thank you all so much for watching this one. If you subscribe to the channel, I appreciate it. Also leave a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram for latest updates, giveaways. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Now we'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.